What's up, guys? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well, and thanks for stopping by. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do my cinematic intro. Sounds like we've got another Napoleonic Total War 3 online battle. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, yes, welcome to the battlefield. We are playing NTW3, and today's battle is actually it's a 3 versus 3, and it's on a smaller map. Well, compared to, relatively speaking, this is still a huge map compared to, like, Total War Warhammer. It's, like, ginormous, but compared to, like, other maps on this mod, it's fairly small, so that's going to be pretty interesting. More action-packed, very tight corners, less area to maneuver, so to speak. So let's look at these alliances really quick before it gets juicy. So we do have the French here, 1799, so that's like early Napoleon career French. In the center, we have, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Is it Westphalian or Westphalian? That's what I'm gonna go with. Westphalian. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I might just call it the West Boys. I don't know. The Germans. One of the Germans, and then right behind them we have the Italians. So pretty cool. I have it. You don't really get to see Italy too often, so it's pretty sweet to see them on the battlefield. We got some artillery over here. It looks like we got some more Italian cav on the flank. So who are they going to be facing today? That's a good question. Let's find out. So right away I see some Prussians. So we got 1813 Prussians, a little later period Prussians. And then over here we got more cav. We got Piedmont. So fantastic. Another Italian faction. And then what else do we have? I know we got something else. I know that because that's only two. We got the Prussians. Hang on, let me maybe look back here. I don't know. We haven't seen the forces yet. Oh, I hear the Portuguese. We've got the Portuguese. Let me tell you about their navy, all right? Let me tell you about their navy. That's funny. I say that because every time, Portuguese people very proud of their history, and they should be. They should be. I think there's no shame in being proud of your history, but they always bring up how powerful their navy was, which it was. It was. I'm not saying it's not. It's just a little, something funny. A little something. It's like when Americans, are like, freedom. We're the greatest. So it's just funny little stuff. Anyways, in the center, you can definitely see that the cav is scouting each other out. Westphalian forces. I don't even know if that's the correct terminology for like the people of Westphalia. I'm just gonna go with Westphalian. Westphalian. I don't know, man. I don't know what. I feel like I'm slaughtering this name and it's really embarrassing. But he's got cav in the center. We got French cav going around the flank. Again, just kind of scouting out. I'm really surprised I haven't seen any infantry yet. Okay, there we go. There we go. Speak of the devil. We got Piedmont. Looks like we got some guard units using the road. In case you didn't know, the road actually does give you a speed boost, so you can travel across the map here. And then we got the rest of the infantry pushing forward from the German and Italian forces. Where's the French infantry, though, you might ask? That's a good question. They have all gone to the flank. Look at this. They're all pushing on this left flank. So I think the French are definitely going to be the flanking force here. Now, I'm pretty sure their infantry is still hidden to the enemy. Not to us, because it is in the perspective of the French player. So there we go. We got some buildings starting to be captured. And, yeah, let's. I'm kind of surprised. Let me rephrase that. I'm not surprised that Prussia and Piedmont here, they're pushing forward to try to get a nice establishment here. Do we have any shots fired yet? Doesn't seem like it, but pretty soon we're going to have the clash, the epic clash of infantry. Now, I assume the Portuguese are marching to this side, which they are. We can start to see some Portuguese infantry, some Portuguese cav as well, mixed in with some Prussian cav. And there we go. We got shots fired. Now, if we look at the map here real quick, you can see it's a little messed up. There's one capture point here, which looks like it's not in control of anybody. It's really hard to tell which building you capture, unless you capture all these buildings. I think the star just kind of messed up on the map here. They might want to fix that. But yeah, I think there's 3 points in this area. 1 point here, 2 point here, and then another point here. I assume that's what it's going to be like. Or maybe 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point there. I don't know. I don't know. But there's a cluster of points here. It's going to be kind of hard to tell what's going on. Anyways, we got the Italian line infantry opening fire at the incoming Prussians and other Italian faction, Piedmont. So they're pushing forward as well. And this is going to be a very urban type environment we have here. Lots of, holding at corners of buildings and using buildings as a bit of a screen for your troops. But these guys need to quickly set up here and try to set up a line and fire at the German line infantry here, because they're getting some fantastic shots here. But they're actually going to fall back to the safety of the building. And we got a nice position from the Italians and the German forces. And when I say German, I mean this like German state here. I'll just call them the West boys. I'll just go with it. I'll just pretend I'm saying it right. Westphalian. Phalian? Ah, it's been a long day. But the Italians are holding back a lot of Prussian lines here. We also have a lot of Italian cav heavy on the right flank. Should be interesting to see what happens. Piedmont moving his cav as well to kind of mirror the Italian cav. And when I say Italian, it's because they're Italy. So yeah, they're pushing up. French getting close here to enemy forces. I mean, he still has a long way to go. Again, this is going to be really important, and I'm really surprised that the Portuguese are making their stand right here. They're not pushing forward. Honestly, if I was the Portuguese, I would make my stand about right here. Now, I guess he's a little concerned of being outflanked, which we do have some artillery just shelling. And this is a perfect angle too. 6-pounder artillery shelling the Portuguese position, the Prussian position. And it's because the Prussians and the forces of Piedmont are not stretching out their lines to kind of protect this flank. They're kind of turtling up here, which is not terrible, but it makes it hard for Portugal to extend out, because if they push too far up, their flank is going to be exposed to this artillery and, possibly line infantry from Westphalia. Westphalian line infantry. So, there we go. Woo! That's really loud. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's so loud. So a nice little line battle there, and you can definitely see he's trying to form a circle around these guys. He's trying to completely surround them, and they're really just stuck around this farmhouse. They got to try to stretch out. They got to stretch their legs here a little bit, or the Portuguese might have to, just hold the French defensively, like just sit back and let the French go to them, and with reserves go down in this town and support their allies, because they're just outpositioned. That's what it came down to. It's not like they're outskilled. They're just outpositioned. And the Italians and their allies definitely really giving it to them. So let's see what Portugal does here. It does seem like he is sending a reserve force over to the city to support them in that struggle. So yeah, the Portuguese making their way. That's cool to see. Back over this way, they're again, everything I've said, I think they should do, they've been doing. For example, they're being defensive here against the French. They're sending over their reserves to help out over in this town environment here, trying to bring some relief here to their Italian province, Piedmont, and Prussian allies. So if I am the Italian alliance, let's just say the French alliance to avoid confusion, which includes Westphalian and Italy. If I'm them, I would hold back and just sit back and fire at them. I think they've got a pretty big advantage here in terms of positioning. They're firing them from two different angles here. They've got them surrounded. Now, I definitely think these guys are falling back because they do not like the presence of the Prussians pushing up. Or, I'm sorry, the Portuguese. Oh, God, here we go again. I'm going to confuse Prussians and Portuguese. It's not going to be as bad in this video, though, because they're on the same team. But they've got a lot of line infantry reserves. But, yeah, he's definitely holding back here because he noticed that these guys have fallen back. Artillery still shelling the Portuguese. In fact, actually, No, they're going for some line infantry near the town. So very, very interesting there. So here we go. Yes, line battle has begun over here on this side. Now the terrain is kind of in the way here for these forces. So they might want to push up a little bit more, take the high ground a little bit here. There they go, there they are. Man, it's like all these players are reading my mind. It's crazy. Even though they, you know, they've already played the battle before I've even seen it. So whatever, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, nice little exchange of fire. Portuguese, almost called them Prussian. Portuguese putting up a lot of intense fire here, really giving it to the French. The French are going to try to keep pushing, though, this way on the flank. And you can see the Portuguese are now moving their cav, trying to mirror the French cav. I think the French are going to try to plan an assault here. You never know what they're going to try to do here. You know, who knows how aggressive this player is, but we might see a pretty huge cav engagement on this front. Also, we've got grenadiers in the back. Oh, wait, here we go. Is this a capture? Look how glorious this is. Yes, it is. And just like that, the Portuguese cav has been defeated. Not one unit of the French cav breaks there. It was close, but now the Grenadiers are going super close for a bayonet charge. So a very good charge there. And now the Portuguese are having to recommit their lines, reform their lines, and kind of form this box around their artillery. But the Grenadiers are not letting up. We do have the French cav pushing back behind enemy lines as well. The Grenadiers are going in for another bayonet charge. They do not stop here. Wowee, guys, wowee. Now we have French cav charging into the mix. They're just going to keep pushing, and the Portuguese are just madness amongst the ranks. And now more and more French going in for a glorious charge. And my God, look at this charge. And during the chaos of this charge, the Portuguese alliance loses 2 generals. They're down to 1 more general. The French have the Portuguese absolutely routing. It is madness over here. Absolute madness over on this side. I've never seen an army. I mean, I shouldn't say I've never seen an army fall so quickly, but wow, look at the chaos here amongst the ranks. Really good play there with the cav. As soon as the Portuguese cav was destroyed by the French cav in that little hidden grenadier charge, that was well played. Now we have Prussians sending over their reserve cav, try to deal with the madness over here, try to stop the Portuguese. Excuse me, the Portuguese. They're like, hey guys, chill out, reform your lines, come on, we can win this. But I don't think they're going to listen. They might come back eventually, but the French are right on their heels, making it so they don't recover from breaking. Now the French are going to have access into the city. Let's go ahead over here. Let's see what's going on this side. It looks like a little chaotic here. We got a nice charge from Piedmont sending in their cav, trying to really get the same thing that happened to Portugal to happen to Italy, but they're just not having the same luck. More and more cav coming in. They're trying to break these guys, but it's just not happening. The Italians stand. Oh wait, they're starting to waver. This guy's, look at this guy. The cav doesn't know how to react to the infantry, so they're sliding all over the place. And there we go. More cav coming this way. It seems like they defeated the Italian cav. So that's a really good sign right there. What I would do if I was the Prussians, maybe get my bayonets in there. Charge in, go into melee, and then with the support of Piedmont, you could break the Italians, and then it's an even battlefield. That's what they need to do because they're pretty much down an entire army, and they are about to be surrounded by the victorious French forces. You should send back the Prussian cav too. Put all forces over on this side. Focus your fire. Focus all your power on this side and break the Italians. Get their artillery. I bet they could do it. I bet they could do it, but they're not committing. I would have committed there. I would have gone full. Like, I would have gone cav first and then the bayonets. Then charge in the bayonets. Because look at them. They are breaking. They are on the run. Their backs are to the enemy. They're losing many casualties here. Or they're really gaining casualties is what I should be saying. But yeah, I don't know why they're not sending their cav. I assume they're gonna use their cav over on this French line that's closing in. But what I would do is I would just turtle up around this village here and just hold off the French as long as possible and then beat the Italians. The Italians know they're beat. They know they're losing this fight. That's why they're falling back. And they're falling back to the safety of their artillery. And you don't really want to go into melee near their artillery because they can canister shot the hell out of you. So I think they missed an opportunity there. I really think the Prussians missed an opportunity. With their allied support of the cav, they could have crushed the Italians right there. And they could have wiped out that artillery. I see it in my mind right now. I see it in my mind. Maybe I'm not right all the time, but I felt like I was right there. Dang it. And now they are fleeing from the city. They're getting surrounded, swallowed whole by the French and her allies. They're trying to post up in the buildings. They're trying to hold all their fronts. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got a cav charge. We got some lancers going in after the artillery. So they destroy one of the artillery pieces, but there's just too many men waiting for them. Oh, man, I wish they charged. What is their cav doing, honestly? Oh, wait, there's a cav charge, but they're charging into a square formation. The chasseurs. Chasseurs afoot. The hunters afoot. Able to hold their ground against the cav, but come on. These guys can't even form square. Imagine a capture. They can still pull it off. They still have time. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Westphalian. Not going to deal with that, though. They charge in with their cav. Oh, but the friendly artillery hits them. That's not good. This is literally what the Prussians needed to do to the Italians about 5 minutes ago. Oh, look at them. Look at this. Wow, that's goofy as hell. But now, the Prussians are on the run. They're on the run, guys. And the Italians are going to be able to recover thanks to that beautiful charge by his ally. And I think it's a shame. I think they could have defeated the Italian army. I know I sound like a broken record, but it just, they had it right there in their hands. Oh, bayonet, look at this. Look at this. So a beautiful, beautiful charge by the French and allies. And they were able to clean out this town. They even took the building over here. So the town, well, there's still some Prussians. And it looks like they're Grenadier Prussians. They're putting up a fantastic fight. There's no way they're going to hold forever. They keep breaking units. These Prussians are not going out without a fight. They're about to turn and face their enemy. Look at this. Oh, there they go. Finally, they break. after being surrounded by troops and buildings and streets and everywhere. Now it's up to the Prussian lines here. More cav charging in, but thankfully the Prussians hold against that cav charge. Grenadiers, Italian Grenadiers. Still have some cav in the back as well. Lots of Prussian cav. But it's kind of hard to use cav without infantry support. So we'll see what happens with that cav. But that was pretty impressive. That French flank against the Portuguese was well timed and pretty much won the battle for their side. Well, let's see what the Prussians can do here. They make their stand. It looks like in farmland here. It's definitely going to be a very it's going to have nutrition in the soil now with all these dead bodies and horses and people. It's going to be a great harvest for the town folk. Is that kind of messed up to say? Woo! That was a beautiful flash of a volley there. That was awesome. That was really cool. God, this game is so cinematic. Oh, there we go. We got the cav charge. Honestly, guys, they should have done this cav charge a long time ago. If they did this 10 minutes ago, the battle would be looking a lot different. It would be looking a lot different. And look at how, look, they're beating the Italians. They're beating the Italians with one little cav charge. They had this in the bag. In the bag. Now we got a French cav charge going in of the 9th Dragoons. More French cav charging in. There you have it, guys. That looks like the battle. Wow, this was a much quicker battle compared to most of these battles. And that was just a decisive victory for the French and Allies. There's some Prussian cav in the back here, but we're actually going to fast forward here a little bit. But yeah, that was a very, very decisive battle. And it all happened right here. That French engagement, it all started with this cav charge. It took place right here. Then close behind the Grenadiers going in and taking out the Portuguese lines. And once they broke and they didn't have any reserves, I mean, it was just madness. So I think the Prussians here are trying to use their 2 units of cav the best they can. We also have some Prussian line infantry over here, some recruits. I think that's what that says. But yeah, it's pretty much over, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is just cut to the end. I mean, there's really no point. Honestly, the players should just admit defeat here. Here's a little charge. Here's a little charge for the road home. The Prussians break them. But we all know there's no... Oh, wait. They're going for artillery. Hold on, guys. I mean... I doubt they can turn this around, but... You never know. Let's see. Maybe the French and Allies will get a little... too confident. Put their guard down. Who knows? I doubt the Prussians can win with 2 units of cav and then the 1 Portuguese line infantry. Here we go. Yeah, they're going to break that. They're going to destroy that. And there we go. Another... Oh, they're going to go for a cav charge. These guys can form square, which they are. Yeah, so let's just fast forward, guys, and I'm curious what happens to these. They go in for a charge into some square units. They break. No surprise there. It looks like this one's going around. Like, come on. They're going to charge. They might break a line unit, which they do. They're going to keep going, though. Cav is very timid in this. They're going to keep pushing, but there's no way they can keep killing these guys. Or not. They might pull it off here. Line infantry falling back. Cav going in for the... Look at these guys. They're going in, man. There we go. They break. And now they just have, there we go. Okay, that's the end of the game, guys. And holy crap. Look at this. This guy over here. Oh my god. I've never seen such a large kill D ratio. He got nearly, well, I shouldn't say nearly. He got 3,539. I was going to say nearly 4,000, but no, he 3,539. How many did he lose? 668. Second lowest on his team. That is a decisive victory. The Portuguese only getting 251 kills. The Prussians doing the best on this side. And then Piedmont getting 745. So okay, I know this battle was very one-sided. But I think every battle, regardless if it's one-sided or not, there's always something to learn. It's always something exciting to see in these. And this was awesome. So thank you. I assume Alex is the person who sent this in. So thank you so much for the battle replay. And he got 489 kills with his Dragoons. And then another Cav unit getting 449. His line over here getting 283. Getting tons of kills. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another glorious battle on NTW3. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you next time on the battlefield.